Hello again everyone, Brett back, altitude scale modeling with another Sprue review. This time something a little different, for me anyway. This is the SMS something from 1916 and the SMF something else from 1916. A waterline ship, a Zeppelin Q class. Okay? Limited edition kit, snowman model, don't know what that means. Because this is from Takom, so maybe Snowman's a division of Takom. Comes with Franz Ritter von Hipper 135th scale resin figure, and this is a 1/700 ship and Zeppelin, so you'd be able to use him for something else. And 305mm SKL 51 metal barrels, 16 of them. 5 types of marking, P parts included, resin figure included, kit number SP7043. This just arrived in America recently. I ordered one because it looked fun and unique, and let me see if I can figure out how much I paid for it. It is currently around $80, $80 to $100 depending on who you get it from. You can also buy the ship separately with a full hull, and what's the difference? Oh, and then the sister ship to this, no, this is the Derfflinger, so you can buy the Luetzow. Oh, of course this says and a Zeppelin, so maybe this has 2 ships in it, but you can buy the ships separately with a full hull, and separately the ships go for $37 to $40 depending where you get them from. So, if I'm reading this correctly, there's 2 ships and a Zeppelin in here, and a water line. There's some side pictures, and the same thing on this side. Nice Takom box. So, there are the metal barrels. So you got 1, 2, 3, display base it looks like, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, there's the resin figure, 12, 13, some clear parts I'm assuming for the stand. There is 3 sprues of photo etch, instructions, and top of the hull. Alright, and I'm guessing this is a jig of some sort. But before we get to that, let's start. These are self-sealing bags, because that's what Takom does. They're so sealed I can't even get them open. So we've got, this is a waterline base, this is a waterline base, and then this is the top. I only see the top for 1, not 2. So we'll figure that out. But it's got really nice detail, deck detail. It's all raised, as a wooden deck would be. Hoping that doesn't mean that I'm missing a deck, or else I'm going to call Takom. So there's a little snowman models emblem right there. Like I said, 2 bases, but only 1 deck. We shall figure that out as we go. See if we can do this ship first, and then, oh, there's the other deck right there. Let's just go with this bag of. So, again, another deck, and it is bent. Hopefully gluing it down. To these parts, we'll make it not warp. Matching sprues. These are obviously the sides of the hull, which are curved nicely as they would need to be to go onto here. And this should be the front. So because this is a little warped, oops, I'm bending it, that's not going to help. You'll just have to glue it. Let it sit there and dry before you try to do anything crazy. But again, nice porthole detail. They are not, a couple, the big ones are drilled out, but the small ones aren't. But very nice detail. Like I said, 2 of these because there's 2 ships in here. And ejector pin marks on the inside. You're not going to see that anyway. Okay. Goes down there. I'm trying to. So, these matching. Nope. Nope. So, this is where you're going to start building up the tower and your stacks, antennas, very tiny little detail, but again, very nice deck. Check the pin marks on the other side, of course. These are slide molded, these stacks. These are slide molded wherever they're for. So this other one, I said wasn't matching. This one only has 2 stacks on it, but everything else is the same. So you see side by side. This one just has a few less parts on it. So maybe one of the ships is different. Or not. We have, pretty sure there's 2 of these as well. Yep, 2 of these matching. They're not a jig, they're part of building up the center section. So, you're going to be attaching parts onto this. And you're going to be attaching parts onto this. And there are 2 of those. For some reason one's in a Ziploc bag. And one is not. Okay. And that looks to be part of the Zeppelin, so we'll do that one. So we've got some parts loose in the bag, so be careful. This has got a lot of sprues rubbing together because this bag is big, so there may be some broken parts. We are going to carefully take these out. And then we're going to so here are 3 parts loose in the bag. Goes right back in there. So these are matching sprues. These have lifeboats on them and such. So let's look at one. Again, these were rubbing together in a bag, but it doesn't look like anything was broke except those 2 parts, or 3 parts that were loose. So you have several lifeboats. Some other slide molded parts here. And on this end. And then there's your lifeboats. And then a bunch of tiny little parts that are going to build up all over your deck. There are your gun placements. It looks like they'll be able to turn. And I'm guessing these are your guns if you want to use the plastic ones. Or these are your guns if you want to use the plastic ones, and the ends are open, they're slide molded. So those are the actual guns if you want to use those. Okay, like I said, 2 of these sprues, 1 for each ship. And then 2 of these sprues, which are the same sprues, only these are the ones that are missing the 2 off the end. So 4 sprues, identical. But I didn't look at the other side of the lifeboats. Okay, there are no ejector pin marks on the lifeboats. Nice touch. And again, hollowed out gun barrels if you choose to go plastic. So 4 of the same sprues. That looks to be all of the ship parts, except for the barrels. Maybe. No. This looks to be railings. Very tiny. This one is not. Oh, yeah, it is. So it'd be strange for them just to suddenly not use a resealable bag. That I just can't open. Anyway. Ah, the fun. Alright. Matching sprues again. Sprue C. Like I said, these look to be railings. Very delicate. Be careful cutting them off the sprue, and lucky for us, they're very small sprue gates. So a good set of clippers, display, got hands. One of the single-sided clippers would be nice. So 2 of those. I can hopefully get back in here without a problem. And Zeppelin. Not going to be a lot of parts to this. Takom's been releasing a lot of Zeppelins lately. Very nice detail. You'll be able to make that look like canvas very easily. So, 2 halves, obviously. And then this is going to be the under parts of it. It's fins, it's cockpit fuselage section, 2 of those. It's fins, it's ailerons. Let's put some windows here that if you want them open, you have to drill them open. Very, very small parts. Under my finger right there. And then the fuselage sections. Nice canvas detail on the control surfaces. Alrighty. Now, this is a stand for the ships, or the Zeppelin, not sure which. These are your metal gun barrels, taped to close in this box. Of them. See if I can open a bag without losing any of them. I just want 1. Not 4. I don't know how well you can see that, but it is hollowed out on the end. Very nice turned brass. Okay. 16 of those. Here's your 35th scale resin figure. I don't remember his name. But that is a very nice looking figure. And his arms. That'll work well with any diorama you want to put it in, or stand him next to the ships. And what else we got here? Looks like we're down to instructions. PE and decals. Okay. So, none of these match, but some of them have similar parts. Very thin, covered with protective film. 3 of them. Looks like there's going to be some railings on here too. Some masts. And third, almost looks like seat belts for a fighter, but you know they're not. Some more masts and such. 3 of those. Decals. These are for the Zeppelin. These are for the ship. These are for the ship. So, matching decals for the ships. So there you go. Obviously World War I, so there's not going to be swastikas, because that didn't happen back then. But you got your iron crosses. Zeppelin Q airship. Okay. So, not a lot of decals, of course. And your tiny little instruction book. Let's get looking. Sprue maps. 1, 2. Of course, you're going to start putting the waterline hull together. Your guns on the side here. Okay. This is for the Derfflinger 1916. Look, I said it. Okay. Then you're putting the towers together. Your stacks. Now, painting a ship. I would do my best to paint this deck stuff before I put it together, because I'm sure the deck is probably a little different color than all the rest of it, but it doesn't say. You can see your PE parts and everything are clearly labeled. I'd go through and mark those with a pen so you know which ones are PE. There's your masts going on, your anchor chains, those are PE. Okay, then your main guns. Sorry, airplane flying over. And then your water line, bottom of your hull. Then you're doing the Luetzow, which may have some slight differences, so pay attention. One slight difference I can tell right off the bat. This one has 6 guns per side, this one has 7 guns per side. Then you're building up your towers differently too. This one's only got 1 stack as opposed to the 2 stacks on the other one. Okay, so there are some differences. Yep, there are some definite differences. Okay, you're building it up, putting it on together, putting all these on the side, putting your lifeboats on it. Again, probably want to paint the deck first, but then you'll have to mask it before you paint the rest, unless you paint the rest before you put it together. I don't build a lot of ships, I'd have to figure that out. Now you're putting your main guns on again. And your waterline bottom of your hull. Putting the Zeppelin together, which involves one step for the half. Here's some PE for the Zeppelin too. Lots of PE for the Zeppelin for the fuselage parts to hang it. That's going to be fun. Then you're going to hang it from the bottom of that. And the bottom of that's going to attach to the bottom of the main balloon. There's your painting guide right there. So wood color deck, gray, some red stack, gray stack. Follow your painting guide for those. So those are your decals, sorry. Where they go. This one paints up a little differently because it is a little different. Painting your Zeppelin, multiple schemes, kind of like that camo. Of course, looks like I had this whole book out of whack. So, there's your stand for your Zeppelin. Ships are going to sit like there. Gun barrels, figure. Let's go through this again, just in case I had the whole thing out of focus or out of line. Feel free to freeze it as you go, or as I go. This time I'm going to get it right. Is there color callouts up here? Nope. Step 5, step 6, step 7, step 8. Sorry, step 1 for the next ship. 2. Zeppelin. 1 step. 2 step. 3 step. Painting guide. Painting guide. Zeppelin. And the back. Now, I did not see any color callouts anywhere. I guess that's up to us to figure out. There you have it. 2 World War I ships, a Zeppelin, $80. You can buy the full ships with the full hulls for $37 to $40. I like it. It's a limited edition, so I'm guessing if you want it with these guns and that figure, you need to go out and buy it soon. Thanks for watching this little bit different Sprue review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you sit your ass to the bench and build it. I hope if any of you decide to build this before I will, which I won't be doing anytime soon, that you'll post some pictures. Thanks for watching.